The SML is a sim league on the PlayStation 4 where we try to emulate the NFL as close as possible. That said, competition in this league is second to none. We have members who study tape, keep notes, they just put blood, sweat, and tears into their games each and every week. Earlier this month, I put together a survey to find out who the toughest members in the SML are as voted on by their peers. And now, without further ado, I present you the top 5 toughest owners of Madden 20. Let's get right into it.
Number 5.
Dan is a relative newcomer to the SML, but clearly a veteran of Madden and maybe even football in general, which is very apparent based off of his methodical and very detailed preparation. He definitely has a plan going into each game. He knows what he expects from his opponent, and he does what he can to kind of make those two coincide. And that almost every time is going to lead to wins.
Dan, he had the Eagles this year, which was part of my division. So, I mean, arguably the best division. He still, I think he had the best winning percentage or very close to it in the whole league since he's been a part of it. I think he won the Prime Super Bowl and then got called up here. And he's got the Eagles, who really doesn't have that many star athletes. I mean, they got a few good players, but he took control of them and made them even better. I could see him doing even much better in Madden 21 if he has a team from the start who he can build up, get some better superstars on the team. My prediction for him is he's going to win 2 Super Bowls in Madden 21. Stay tuned.
Dan He is a guy who hasn't been in the SML that long, but he has made an immediate impact and gained the respect from his peers. He boasts a 36-7 regular season record, and many people expect him to make a push for his first Simbardi in Madden 21. Overall, Dan comes in at number 5 on our top 5 player list. Great job, Dan, and good luck in Madden 21.
Number 4.
What makes Dump so special is his combination of stick skills and knowing how to use his best players. Some guys abuse 1 or 2 players over and over again, but for Dump, I think it's more strategic in getting his best players in space or on one-on-one matchups and making you pay for it. With Dump's big 3, running back, wide receiver, and tight end, he has more than enough weapons to put pressure on you with his high-octane offense. It'll be interesting to see what team he gets for the next cycle.
If you want to talk about a high-powered, fast-paced, up-tempo, firepower of an offense, you got to look no further than the Jaguars and Dumpahontas. Madden 20, he burst onto the scene in the SML and really just showed everybody that he could really just swing that ball out there. Top 5 probably most of the cycle in passing. Rushing was average, but Christian McCaffrey helped add that to the team as well. So they really turned into a full dynamic team at the end of the cycle there. And his defense was not the best, but it wasn't the worst either. It was middle of the pack, and that really helped him win a lot of games. And I think he won a division title or 2 as well.
Dumpahontas burst on the SML scene in Madden 20. He often dominated the competition in blowouts thanks to Hall of Fame quarterback Seth Stocker. His tough 94-47 regular season record led him to the playoffs multiple times with multiple playoff wins. Expectations are high for Dump heading into Madden 21.
Honorable mention.
Overlord is one of the best players in the league, and he's one of the most balanced players in the league. He's very good because he has that balance. Very good offense, top-tier rushing offense. And honestly, I think he could have been even higher on this list if not for Angelo French's constant injuries. I think he's a top 2 player even when he's at full strength. His defense has always been pretty good. Maybe not the best, but certainly not the worst. I think it was top 10 most of the cycle.
And a solid Noel fan who had the Bucks this year. First season I got called up into the SML. I faced him early on, maybe week 8 or 9. He ended up beating me by about 30 points. After the game, I told him he's probably 100 times better than another certain user. I'm not going to say who that is, but we'll just say that user will be picked in the top 10 in the Madden 21 team selection. Bucks this year, it didn't hurt to have Angela French. But I mean, he got over 9 yards of carry in this last season. I don't know if everyone could have done that with him. Also, defensively, he forced 12 touchdowns. I mean, pretty much the league's tops as far as that goes. So I could see him making some noise again in Madden 21.
Noel Overlord came in at number 7 this year in SML rankings. And he's a guy who can be anybody in any game. Anytime you got the ball to French, you were ready for a big play to happen. Noel has the potential to catapult himself as a top 5 member with a strong showing in Madden 21.
Royce and the Jets. Playing him twice a season was challenging. He was very sim, could run and pass the ball exceptionally well. Defensively, though, is where he really caused problems with Jamal Adams and company between forced fumbles and interceptions. It was fun. It was fun to play against him, even though I did not fare well. But he had a pretty good cycle. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 win seasons, made it to the playoffs a few times, and even lost in the Super Bowl. So hats off to him. He was a great player.
Royce. Playing Royce is tough because it seems like no matter what you do, he's going to get that first down. And that gets frustrating on a drive. You hold him to 3 yards, hold him to 4 yards, and then he gets 4 yards, and he's moving the chains again. And then you get lulled into trying to stop the short game, and that's when he breaks his big one. Royce knows how to build a team to his strengths. He takes the players that fit his style and make them work. Kyler Murray instead of Darnold, bringing in Nick Chubb when Bell was done. Royce writes really good articles, and he plays a really good game. He's an all-around good owner.
Another league honorable mention pick is Royce. He was voted 6th in the Madden 20 rankings and had a 94-50 regular season record with 1 Super Bowl appearance this cycle. Some considered Royce a Cinderella this year, but that will not be the case in the future. Good luck, Royce, and getting in the top 5 next year.
Number 3.
Is that he's very analytical when creating his team. He's got a plan, he knows what he wants to do, he goes out and he executes it. His problem generally is he doesn't translate that same thought process and methodical thinking and adaptation onto the field. I think the reason why he usually does well in the regular season is because he has a plan and executes it, but in the playoffs, when you have to make adjustments, he falls short.
You go up against meets, you always know that you're going to be facing explosive, big plays from either the running back, the quarterback, or the receiver. But when you look at him in the playoffs, he would struggle against teams he faced more than once. Prime had his number. Even Conk seemed to have him figured out.
Number 3 in this year's SML rankings, and is often referred to as a regular season warrior thanks to his league-high 115 regular season wins. Some members point to his also league-high 9 playoff losses as a reason why he shouldn't be higher on this year's list. He will have a huge chip on his shoulder heading into Madden 21 as he looks to silence those critics and prove he can win the big game.
Number 2.
Here's what makes QB Stud so difficult, is that he does a lot of pre-snap reads and knows exactly how to attack all formations. You can never be repetitive against him. So if he guesses right on that pre-snap read, he's going to get a good-sized play, or at very least set you up for something bigger down the road. Also, his understanding of team building and using his players' strengths are in the top few of the league, which will make QB Stud a problem during any Madden cycle.
So with QB Dud, I was thinking playoffs. QB Stud, he had my number for the second half of the cycle. I had his number for the first half, but that last season we split, and then I took it in the playoffs and ended his run. But man, he knows the game like no one else. He knows all those analytics. I hate watching his stream when he plays because he's like, oh yeah, this person's gonna run this and I'm gonna do this, and it's exactly what happens. And that's why when I play him, I have to be laser focused because I know he knows what I'm doing. So like I'll come out in a formation and then immediately audible to something else so he doesn't know what I'm doing. But he is one tough person. Even on offense, he'll look at the play, hit my defense, and be like, he knows I'm doing this, so I'm going to do this. And he knows. I know what he's doing. He knows what I'm doing. We just have that matchup, but he knows the game like no one else, and he is one of the toughest people to play. And I really hope, happy/hope, that I don't have to play him twice a year.
QB Stud exploded from the primer as one of the SML's best members on and off the field. His football mind has caught the attention of his peers, who have voted him number 2 on this year's ranking. His 2 Lombardi trophies is tied for second most in the Madden 20 cycle, and there is no reason to expect a dip in performance anytime soon. QB Stud has the potential to be an SML legend. Only time will tell to see if he can realize it.
Number 1.
Oh, and don't get me started on the GOAT. Primetime 000, 16-time SML champion. It's lit. It's fire. When I joined the league, I played him first game. He beat me. It was like 17-7 or 20-10 or something like that. I know he only beat me by 10, but I know he took it easy on me. And then at the end of the cycle, I did what every rookie does. Traded in their best player. I was the Pats. I traded him 97 overall Gronk, and legend be have it, we played like 2 more seasons, and Gronk went off, and that's when I was like, okay, Prime, this is gonna be it, huh? This is gonna be me and you from now on. And then that was the first cycle, and then at my first full cycle, I was the Broncos, and of course he was the Colts. And every year I won the division. Every year he won the division, and that was the start of our rivalry. I know him, like I said, me and QB, we know each other, but I know Prime better than anyone, and he knows that. I know what he likes to run on offense, on defense. I know where he likes to use her, what audibles he likes to do. It's just that matchup that if I take the Panthers and he takes the Colts, I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna miss the hope that we do play every season. But I was talking to him about it, and he said that if I do that, we'll play in the Super Bowl, and it'll be the most anticipated game, and I can't wait to wipe the floor with him in the Super Bowl. And yeah, you heard that here first. I'm taking the Panthers to the Super Bowl, and I'm going to dominate. That's where we're at right there. But don't get me started on his Madden play. He's the GOAT for a reason, 16-time champion, and he's earned it. He deserves it.
Prime time. Another successful cycle. He brought home a few more Lombardis. I think he only had the 1 down season in which he missed the playoffs. But overall, he could get it done when he needed to. Offensively, he had that inside zone run that people could see coming a mile away, but he still found success with it. Andrew Luck slinging that ball off 1 foot, just couldn't be stopped. Defensively, I'm not sure that he was as strong as some of the users, but his offense, he could make up for it when he needed to. But yeah, he was one of the best, if not the best player this cycle.
I was voted number 1 by my peers thanks to my 18-4 playoff record and 4 championships this cycle. I thank all members for this honor, as it's incredibly tough to win in this league. I look forward to defending my spot in Madden 21. And that concludes our list of the SML top 5 players of Madden 20. Stay tuned next year for an updated list, just to see if anybody can dethrone the GOAT.